Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first ever members only video. This is so exciting for me. I'm sorry if I get overwrought about this, but it's exciting. Please welcome one and all to this new incredible opportunity. I hope you enjoy your time here. Thank you all so much for being part of the D fam or the Raccoon Justice fam, whichever way you want to think of it. Let's get cracking into this video. I'm sorry, where are my manners? I would like to wish happy birthday to Paul, one of our lovely members. It's his birthday today. He won't tell me his age. I would not dream of asking. If anybody else would like a birthday shout out, please let me know because I will do that for you. Right, let's get back into this video because Sarah awaits. Okay, this is exciting. So this is going to be a basic roundup of everything Inghams. I've missed quite a few episodes. I mean, I've watched them, but I haven't talked about them. So this is going to be a roundup of what's happened, what's been happening over the last week or so. But where we're starting is where I'm sure everybody wants me to start, I think. And that is the recent GCSE revelations. And I'm not going to bash on anybody. And please remember, be respectful to any child. And yes, Isabel's still a child in the comments. On the day or the evening before the exams came out, I'm surprised Sarah remembered, to be fair. I am, give her kudos for that. She did remember. But she actually sought out a post which was against GCSE exams. She actually went looking for a post. It didn't just pop up on her timeline or anything like that, and she was reposting it. She went to look for a specific post which backed up her idea of education. Right. So I'm not going to read it all. In fact, I'm not going to read any of it. If you want to read it, stop the video and read it because firstly, it's too long and it's too small, so my eyes are not brilliant. But this is what Sarah had to say. Before I get into what Sarah had to say, this is something I'd like to point out. This post says A-level results day. So that's talking about the A-level results, specifically that post. But what Sarah fails to understand is that this year's A-level results are the same group of people who did not take their GCSEs that were most affected by COVID 2 years ago. And that's the group of people that Sarah is saying it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you do with your exams, with your life. Doesn't matter. This is what Sarah had to say specifically on her post. Sarah says all exams, meaning not just A-levels, but all exams that you do. Good luck to everyone receiving their results tomorrow. Remember that single letter/number doesn't define you. Sarah pushing out her rhetoric time and time again about how exams, GCSEs, A-levels, they don't matter because it doesn't matter to her. Because she comes from a family of thick twats that she wouldn't possibly understand the meaning behind education. It does not matter to her, so it doesn't matter to the rest of the world. It doesn't matter to her kids because they've been brought up now to know that education doesn't matter. We'll get more into that in a second, but on the morning of the exam results, she put out another post which just amplifies how much she's trying to drum it into people. And don't forget, every one of those people that are following her, they either have somebody who has been getting their results that day, or they are somebody who has had to get their results that day. They might not have got the results that they wanted, or they might have done really well and they might be heading off to college. But Sarah is just pushing out that it doesn't matter what the hell they've done. It doesn't matter. And Sarah posted, this was what she posted on the morning of the exam results. I failed in some subjects in exam, but my friend passed in all. Now he is a Microsoft engineer, but I am the owner of Microsoft. Quote by Bill Gates. Right, so I'm not quite sure what to take away from that, Sarah, because you just pushing out time and time again that it's not important, exams. You think that every person out there is going to do amazingly well without the results. I'm not saying that, yes, it's the be all and end all, because it's not. Yes, you can go on and do other things. Yes, people are not as academically brilliant as other people, and yes, some people do struggle with exams. None of this is a surprise. What is not a secret is the fact that exams results do actually matter. In the real world, they do matter. You don't get the results that you want, or you don't have any GCSEs, you don't get to go on to college. You don't have GCSEs, you don't get to get a job. No matter what you do and no matter which way you spin it, those are the facts. So now we get on to the nitty gritty of what was actually, I'm sure you've all read it by now, but let's go over it again and see what we can muster from such an amazing post. And I've got to say, it was highly let's go through it, because I'll tell you my reaction and I'll tell you my thoughts on it, having reflected upon it. Here we go, this is it. She says, so incredibly proud of this beautiful soul. I didn't care what her results were today. Yeah, we know, Sarah, you made no secret of that. Obviously, I was rooting she would do well. No, you weren't. But it wouldn't have been the end of the world if she didn't. I remember the niggling little doubts when we first decided to homeschool. What if we fail them? What if they fail all their exams? Is this definitely the right decision? Well, was it? Do you feel proud of yourself, Sarah? But it was honestly the best decision we've ever made. I know for a fact, and we'll get into this, I've got my own facts, okay? Isabel wouldn't have achieved a grade 9. That's right, a grade 9. Hear it loud and proud. Jeez, I just hit myself in the face there. Right, hear it loud and proud. A 9. Let me say it again. A grade 9 in her English exam if she continued studying in school. This grade was First of all, you don't happen to mention which English exam. Is it English literature or English language? Because there's a big difference and it does matter. I'm not sure you realise there's a difference, but that's another story. That goes back to the whole old thickness that I was mentioning before. This grade was only introduced for pupils who scored higher than an A star. It wasn't, Sarah. It really wasn't. That wasn't the reason it was introduced at all. I'm so happy for her. When in school, she wasn't even in the top set for English, but home learning has enabled her to really study and explore all the subjects she's interested in. I honestly couldn't be prouder. Grade shared with Isabel's permission. Thank you for that little disclaimer. Where I my first reaction was, right, I was having a bad day that day. This cheered me up. I'm sorry it did, right? I shouldn't. It's terrible, but it did actually. It was like I wasn't happy, but I was kind of like, it did kind of make me laugh, and because of the stupidity. Okay, right. First of all, we'll address the elephant in the room here. Home learning managed to get her a grade 9. Sarah, I stand corrected. I really do. I mean, obviously, there's so many kids out there that would have dreamt to have got a grade 9 in English. Absolutely would have loved to. Had their hopes set on it, had their dreams set on it, and yet you swan in, giving your 1 hour a week tutor sessions. Isabel studying in 40-degree heat by the poolside in Dubai. It was, we had it all wrong all along. That you clearly had the way to do it. Okay, I get Isabel had her, she loves to read, right? I get she does. She likes to read, but then a lot of people do read. It's the type of book that she reads. The type of book that she reads, like teen romance and that sort of thing, the thing that she's interested in reading, is not going to help her with her exams in English literature. Just having a passion for reading doesn't automatically mean that you're going to be good at analysing text and things like that. There's so many more things I could say, but I can't. The problem here, the main problem, having reflected upon it, as I said, my first reaction was it cheered me up, the stupidity, right? But my overall reaction, having looked at it, is you are just embarrassing. You're embarrassing your daughter, Sarah, and you are insulting every single child who has worked their socks off to do what you're claiming your daughter has got. There's loads of IFAM in your comments and just who watch you, and they would have loved to have got a 9 in English or any, and they may have done, but they may not have done. But the point is that they worked their socks off to do it, and you've just shit all over that. You said that Isabel wouldn't have stood a chance if she was in school learning, and doing regular things like learning. But the problem is she wouldn't have got a 9 if she was in school, because, depending on which paper you took will depend on the maximum score that you can get in an exam. So like if you took the standard paper or the foundation paper, then there's only a maximum. No matter how many marks you get, there is only an absolute upper limit of the amount of the grade that you can get. So if you got like 100%, you wouldn't even you still would not get a grade 9. Do you see what I'm saying, Sarah? So if she didn't take that, the higher paper, she couldn't get a 9. I'm not sure you've looked into that. So I would, before you start spouting this, I would also point out, before I know I've got a bit sidetracked and gone over this a bit longer than I was hoping to, but Sarah, I didn't see any congratulations from I don't know, Isabel's dad, Chris, who might be proud of Isabel. He wasn't proud at all. No post from him to say, I'm proud of you for getting this grade. Didn't even like the post or comment. And the once proud Gran Jane didn't post to say, congratulations, my beautiful granddaughter. Jane has posted recently on Esme's birthday, Chris's birthday, Mila's birthday, but not to congratulate Isabel on all her hard work on getting the grade that she wanted. Nothing. Seems a little bit fishy to me, to be honest. So, yeah, there's that. I'm going to leave that there for now because I'm just going to touch on this very quickly as well, because earlier in the week, Sarah put out a post on her brilliant super secret group, and it kind of it was worrying a smidge, coupled with the fact that she put up a comment. Well, she replied to a few comments, and they were very concerning. One said, what will Isabel do next? And Sarah said she's doing her A-levels, but next September, not this September. And so she also said to somebody that Isabel hasn't done all her GCSEs yet. She's doing them in January. Now, it is possible to do your resits in January, but these aren't resits, are they? They are other exams that she hasn't done yet, which is very strange given that, according to you, she took all her exams that she was doing at the time. So were you lying when you said she went off to do her exams and things like that? Or what's the deal with that? Plus, if she's doing more exams in January, when she's studying, you're away until about November. What's going on? There's so many holes to this. You know, when you say, you've been saying for months, it doesn't matter if Isabel fails her exams because she can always resit. Now, if she was on a level 9 standard, as she's got her level 9, if she was on that standard, she would have known she was that high. There would be no thought in her head whatsoever of resitting. None whatsoever. You would get a projected grade and you would know that is your level. You would either get 9 or you get an 8, or you get there or thereabouts, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be expecting a 5 and suddenly get a 9, for example, because you know roughly what your level is based on, tutoring, and Sarah would have already known. I mean, if Isabel was attempting to get a 9 or that level, Sarah would have been bragging about that for months. So anyway, sorry, I digress. The point is that Sarah, come September, which is, what is it now? A week away, Isabel has to be enrolled on a course. She has to be enrolled at college, full-time education, or she has to be registered for a traineeship or an apprenticeship, or she can do part-time at college alongside at least 20 hours a week work. So those are the options. There is no secret option number 4 of being in a van in Europe. That's not an option. And by the way, this is law. It's not even like, it's not. I don't know where your head is at, Sarah. trying to understand your logic is literally making me have a headache. It is law that you have to do this. It's not us making it up. So in 1 week's time, you need to be back home and get Isabel registered in college or on an apprenticeship. One of those two. And it can't be Baby and Me apprenticeship scheme, because that doesn't exist. It has to be a registered official scheme, right? Anyway, so yeah, there is that. They have been unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Apart from the education, they're away on their van trip of dreams, squashed inside the tin can and the perver van of dreams. Yep, they've been to. This is the funny part. They've been to Disney. The first stop on the trip was Disney, and it absolutely tanked. The views absolutely tanked. It was dreadful, and I almost feel sorry for them, because a 3-month or so van trip, and the best part of the trip has already been, and it's already failed. You've got nothing to offer the rest of the trip, nothing to offer the IFAM, who will be usually they'll be waiting to see if you go to Disney, but now you've already been, and they still didn't watch. So it was, the thing is, it didn't actually make Disney look very appealing or appetizing to go to. It just made it look shit, really. I mean, I've seen your previous Disney vlogs, and they were done quite well, and you did it well and advertised it well and things. But this time you didn't go to see any shows or any parades or any fireworks or any magic. You didn't instill the magic of Disney into people. When all you did was you filmed a few rides, and then you filmed you going back to the cabin, and that was it. Not even filming the food that you had. That's another part of Disney. People want to see what you eat, because that's a huge part of Disney. Surely you know this. You've been many times and you've filmed there many times. I do not know where your head is at all. It's like you've given up. I mean, I think you were only there for about 4 days, possibly. Who knows? You've kind of messed up with all the days, so you could have been there less. For all we know, it might have been one night. I don't know. The amount that you filmed or didn't film, it could have only been one night. Then you went off to a Airbnb because, shock horror, one of your children got sick, and you didn't want to spend any time that you needed in a confined space with all the sick smell. So I'm not surprised, and neither should you be. So I don't know, you spent 3 or 4 days? So your van life trip going well so far. You've been away nearly 2 weeks, and all you've done is spend time in Disney and spend time in an Airbnb. So not really much vanning being done at this stage. We had the ever lovely Sarah telling us all about the history of the place, the history of the toilets in the Airbnb. It was somewhere between a medieval toilet and a Victorian toilet. The medieval Victorian age, didn't you know? The medieval age being somewhere around the 15th century, or ending in the 15th century, and the Victorian age in the 19th century. So there's a little gap of 4,000 years minimum. Close enough, Sarah, close enough. I take it one of Isabel's exams didn't go too well, the history one. So, yeah. But To quote my mother, who used to say this, the place looked clarty. Jesus, you had Mila crawling about on that floor. Just no. And all the duvets and bed sheets all over the... Why would you do that? Just why? Bizarre. And to bring us back up to date, just been to, Lake Annecy, and all we saw was you paddleboarding with no life jackets on, which was so not like you. Only Isla had a life jacket on, and Chase, thankfully. But I don't know. The whole vlog, the whole last 2 days of vlogs was just so much hate and trolling and trying to incite hate. I don't get your way of thinking. Anyway, that's us up to date. I hope you've enjoyed this little excerpt into life on the Inghams. I hope you'll come back again. This is going to be a regular thing. I'm going to do a roundup of the Inghams, hopefully once a week, and coupled with maybe some other behind the scenes videos on other things that I've got going on. So tell your friends, this is where it's all at. This is where it's all happening. Please don't forget to visit some of the other videos as well. Take care, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.